Hello, beloved friends. Today is Saturday, June 6th, 2020, and it's time for 12/12 Awareness Moments with Kyra. So great to welcome you, Kimberly, and all the others that I know will be joining us now or at later times. Welcome Larry Watts and Harold Schultz. Glad to have you all here. And today I have a particular topic that I am being called to or guided to share with you today, and it's one of self-forgiveness. I want us to look at right now, during these times, there are so many disruptions and distractions and ways that we're processing and reflecting on the experiences of our world. And it's an important time for us to do that. And I think it's beautiful. Welcome Stephen Fleming and Dave March. Glad you're here. And in these times, we're being called to, really reflect on our own experience. Welcome George Powaznik, as well as then looking at what is the experience that we're continuing to take out into the world? Where do we need that inner reflection? And how do we need to shift the way we're showing up and how it's going to impact the world and impact the experiences that we're embracing that are happening out here, because they begin by what's happening within us and then the way that we express out into the outer world. Welcome E. Lopez Lockhart and Sarah Del Santo. Glad to have all of you with us. It is truly a time, and the thing that came up for me is, and I know that I'm just another living example of who are we here to be and how are we transversing through these times, how are we moving through them in ways that we really are allowing the transformation within our being, allowing the potency of the time that we're in. This is a potency that I think we've hungered for, we've cried for, we've prayed for, we've asked for. And it is one for us to come. Those of you that are on this, I know are people that believe in the oneness of all, that believe in the power and the presence of each and every person having great value in our world. And how do we learn to be more aligned with that? Welcome Patrick Soran and Bobby Fahey Sager. Glad you're here. And one of the things that's come up in my own self-reflection, and it may be true for you as well, are places where I have held unforgiveness of myself. And as I look at the ways maybe I've interacted in the world and even unknowingly created separation or continued to perpetuate beliefs in separation, or where I've hurt other people along the line. All of that is up right now for self-forgiveness. I had stuff come up that was back to college days and younger days, and it suddenly just popped into my consciousness because I'm really thinking about, well, what's my impact? Am I really aware of my impact on others? And how do I balance these things that I'm looking at? Welcome Cecilia Fleming. You're saying no sound, huh? Others have sound out there? I hope so. In this process, one of the things that I've discovered as I go into the depths and I look into myself and say, where have I unconsciously lived my life? Where have I just gone forward and unaware of how I'm affecting others or what their experience is? It's a powerful thing for us to look at right now with all the different dynamics of energies, whether we're dealing with the COVID, whether we're dealing with the beautiful George Floyd experience that's actually looks so disruptive, and yet it's creating that which needs to rise to the surface. Are there ways we don't like it? Absolutely. And how do we then participate in a different place, in a different way? So we have to then say, I need to first reflect. I cannot ask for forgiveness or offer forgiveness if I haven't first come to a place of reconciling those things within myself, where I'm still holding unforgiveness against myself and others. Whoo! And we have places we're being called right now to say, wow, I've still carried anger or hurt, or places where I have held tight against myself for the way that I showed up, for a way that I've been that I didn't even realize at the time maybe was causing so much pain for others. Welcome Candace and Regina and Janice and Donna. Glad to have you all here. And as I begin to look at my own journey and say, okay, if I'm having this pop up, that I didn't even realize I was still carrying unforgiveness to myself for where I hurt somebody, and yet it was embedded inside of me. There's some kind of a realization that I need to forgive myself for my own unconsciousness, for not knowing better, for not doing better, for not taking a stand maybe when I needed to out of fear or anger or, or lack of courage. There are places in us where we get to start to look and say, am I willing to take self-responsibility to see that I've lived my life so many ways unconscious? We all have. We didn't even know the patterns that were running us, the fears that were running us, the way of perception that has kept us in bondage and kept us separate from one another. And yet, if I'm not able to forgive myself for that unconsciousness, and it breaks my heart to see the ways that I've been unconscious in my life, and have those popping up. Unbidded by me, I guess they are bidded because I'm asking for how can I be more forgiving of things that I still hold on to, and where do I have unforgiveness within me? So of course it's showing up that I want to become conscious and hold every soul and every experience in preciousness and value and recognizing the contribution of everything to the whole. Oh my gosh, but I have to recognize the ways I've been unconscious, and I continue to perpetuate those patterns by my unconsciousness. We have so many different ways that we experience this, and for me, I had to stop and say, you know what? Yeah, I have done things where I have hurt myself, I've hurt others. I really am more concerned this moment at the way I've hurt others, and unknowingly created something that has kept still that stream of energy between us. And that's what's kept the world in bondage. These energies where we've held unforgiveness, and it's festered into resentment or hatred or, anger at situations. It comes out distorted in ways that we don't even realize we're carrying. And it's all separation from our God self, separation from ourselves. And it's a place where we believe somehow that if I let go of that, I don't know, maybe I will melt away my boundaries and not feel safe. Or I will somehow feel, not comfortable in the situation. Sure, we're going to go through some discomfort. We're going through some discomfort right now. What a beautiful thing. It's the poignancy of this time and the potency of our time to be in that discomfort and question the ways that we've been and the ways that we've shown up, so that we can choose consciously something in this moment. See, that's the freedom. As I experienced something that showed up for me, or a variety of things that showed up in my own journey, and started to feel where, oh my gosh, I have not freed myself from the bondage of aren't I awful for having done that? And I didn't even know I was carrying that. But as I freed it, as I experienced the pain, and I may not talk to that person and be able to find them even to ask forgiveness, but I can go internally. I can speak to them in the higher realms in our oneness and ask that. But I first have to forgive myself. So I am clear vessel. I'm coming without an agenda. I need you to forgive me for me to forgive me. No, I need me to forgive me. Then I can come to you clean and clear, and with great awareness about how important it is that I care about our connection. I care about you and who you are, but I'm not carrying this agenda that somehow I'm less than or you're less than for these experiences that we created together. We're all going to have to be doing a lot of forgiveness work. a lot of shifting our perception. Ultimately, when we shift our perception to know who we are, when I know who I am as a divine expression, doing the best I can in each moment, and I then know who you are as a divine being, that doing the best you can in each moment. And I bring that God consciousness and that awareness, that experience of recognizing the divine in you, delighting in the divine in you, delighting in the ways you're showing up, even if they're counter to the ways that I trust or believe in. This is the tough part. We think if we have the right criteria, we know how it's supposed to be, that then we can control it, and then it's, oh, that's the way it is. But instead, it's showing up in ways that are different than we expect. And yet all of it is a part of something greater merging here and emerging to bring an awareness that when I forgive myself, I can come to the truth of the love that is within me and let that come forth. But that self-forgiveness, I've got to go there so that I can be a loving presence. And then I can see the love that is in you, that maybe your intentions were good, or maybe my intentions were good. But we want more than intentions. We want actions, right? We want more than intentions. We want to know our impact on others. So when we begin to feel that in ourselves and open up and allow the movement of spirit within us, it's bringing things up for a purpose, for us to see it clearly, to embrace it fully, not condemn because of it, but it call forth the greater love. The greater love that knows that you and I are one. We will always be one. We are part of this eternal flow of the universe. And we show up imperfectly along the way. Every single one of us. We have times that, our mind, our anger, our frustrations take us over. There are times when we are being called then to step into that deeper peace and that place of remembering our oneness. And in that place, we forgive ourselves, and then we forgive each other. And then we hold the truth of that there is always only love and a desire to know our deeper connection, our deeper oneness. When we do that, we begin to shine differently. Our experience of connecting with each other, it operates differently at a different level of awareness. And we find that the residues of the past drop away. And there's a lightness of being and an ability to be in joy and harmony with each other and to be creative together. That's what our call is for this world, to create a world together that works for everyone, that brings out the best in everyone. And we start that with the self-forgiveness process and then the forgiveness of each other. And I am so grateful to be with each of you. Welcome Stacy Turner and Ed Casper and Jennifer Wilder Morales. And get my cousin on here. Hi. And I just want to honor that we all are one at our core. We all are here trying to be conscious and noticing how unconscious we've lived, how unconsciously we've played out our scenes in the past. And as we own that, wow, we get set free. And that's the place where we begin to create with love and power and presence for a conscious world and a connected world. I am grateful to be on the journey with each one of you, and I thank you for your willingness to be conscious, and begin with some self-forgiveness. God bless you, friends. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. Tomorrow, we'll have our live stream Sunday celebration service at 10:30 a.m. at Unity Bay Area, Houston, on our Facebook channel and on our YouTube. And I'll be back with you on Monday. God bless you, friends.